Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks, buckle up. Because what's coming out of the NFL offseason this year is nothing short of explosive, especially for the Washington Commanders. If you've been paying attention to the league, you know that this offseason has been shaping up to be quite different from previous years. The NFL, as always, is a league in flux, and with the 2025 season just around the corner, the Commanders are positioned at a pivotal crossroads. And believe me, what's happening right now could very well redefine their future, especially with one of the most intriguing rumors circulating, the potential trade for a star tight end that could take this team to new heights. Let's talk about this in detail. The NFL offseason of 2025 is marked by a surprisingly weak free agent class at the wide receiver position. Now, that might seem like a minor detail at first, but in reality, it's a huge deal because it shifts the focus almost entirely onto trades. And when you look at the specific targets that are hot commodities this year, one name immediately jumps out: Kyle Pitts, the talented tight end from the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, you heard right, Pitts could be on his way to Washington, and if that happens, it would be a game changer for the entire NFC East. The Commanders, coming off an impressive 2024 season under the leadership of coach Dan Quinn and quarterback Jayden Daniels, are still looking to elevate their roster to elite status. They made significant progress last year, finishing with a solid record and making some noise in the NFC playoff picture. But as we all saw in the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles, there are still some glaring gaps that need filling if they want to seriously contend for the Super Bowl. And those gaps are especially evident at the receiver position. Despite the promising performance of Jayden Daniels, who really looked like a seasoned veteran in his first year as a starter, the team's offensive production was somewhat limited when it came to the receiving core. Sure, Terry McLaurin was the standout as always, but when defenses focus heavily on him, like they did against Philly, the entire offense stalls. In that game, McLaurin was held to just 3 catches for 51 yards, not enough to really stretch the field or keep defenses honest. That's where the need for a game-changing receiver really becomes obvious. Now, here's where things get interesting. The current tight end situation with Zach Ertz is promising, no doubt, but he's a free agent, and at 34, he's reaching the age where regression is inevitable. He's still reliable, but the team knows they need to start planning for the future. This is why the idea of adding a player like Kyle Pitts is so appealing. Pitts, coming out of Florida, was once hailed as the next generational tight end. During his college career, he amassed 492 yards and 18 touchdowns over 3 seasons, and the NFL world expected him to revolutionize the tight end position. But things haven't exactly gone as planned in Atlanta. Under 2 different coaches, Raheem Morris and Arthur Smith, Pitts has been underutilized. Coming into the league, many believed Pitts had the potential to be a matchup nightmare because of his combination of size, speed, and athleticism. Yet, in his NFL career so far, he's been more of a blocker than a receiver, a role that doesn't do justice to his talents. Over the past season, Pitts only managed 602 yards and 4 touchdowns on 70 targets. That's a stark contrast to what he was expected to do, and it's clear that Atlanta's offensive schemes haven't been able to tap into his full potential. So, why would the Falcons consider trading Pitts? Well, for starters, they could get tremendous value back in return. Pitts, still young and with enormous upside, could be a perfect fit for a team like the Commanders that desperately needs a dynamic pass-catching threat. Atlanta might be looking to address more pressing needs on their roster, perhaps on their defensive side or offensive line, and trading Pitts could be a strategic move to bolster other areas. On the other hand, for the Commanders, acquiring Pitts would be a massive upgrade. Think about it, Jayden Daniels already had a fantastic rookie season, throwing for over 100 yards with a 69% completion rate, 29 touchdowns, and just 9 interceptions. His dual-threat ability, rushing for nearly 1,0 yards and 6 touchdowns, adds a whole new dimension to the offense. But for Daniels to truly reach his ceiling, he needs more weapons outside of McLaurin. Pitts could be that game-changing player, someone who can line up out wide or in the slot, creating mismatches and stretching defenses vertically and horizontally. And let's not forget about the potential impact on the offensive scheme. Pitts, with his size and athleticism, can be used in a variety of ways, as a traditional tight end, split out wide, or even in motion to create confusion for defenses. His presence would open up the field for Daniels and give the coaching staff more flexibility in their game plans. Plus, having a player like Pitts, who can produce big plays and be a reliable target in clutch moments, would significantly elevate the team's overall offensive efficiency. Now, I know some fans might be wondering about the risks. Trading away a young, talented player like Pitts isn't something to take lightly. But in the NFL, it's all about maximizing value and addressing needs. The Falcons could get multiple draft picks or young players in return, helping them rebuild or retool as they see fit. Meanwhile, the Commanders could be acquiring a true difference-maker who can change the entire complexion of their offense. And remember, this isn't just about one trade, it's about the bigger picture. The NFC East is highly competitive, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all making moves to strengthen their rosters. For Washington, making a bold move to bring in a player like Pitts could be the spark they need to leapfrog their division rivals. It's about building a team that can not only make the playoffs, but contend for a Super Bowl. This potential trade also highlights how the NFL has shifted in recent years. It's no longer just about signing big-name free agents or relying on draft picks alone. Trades are becoming more strategic, more dynamic, and teams are willing to take risks if it means securing a top-tier talent. The Commanders, with their recent success and the promising development of Jayden Daniels, are in a prime position to make a splash. They have the cap space, the draft capital, and now perhaps the motivation to go all in this offseason. And let's talk a little about the history of the team. The Washington Commanders have always been a franchise with a rich tradition, but recent years have been a bit of a roller coaster. The 2024 season marked a step forward, but fans have been craving consistency and elite talent. With the right moves, especially in the offseason, they could finally stabilize that core and push towards serious contention. Acquiring a player like Kyle Pitts would send a clear message. The Commanders are serious about winning, about competing at the highest level, and about reclaiming their place among the league's elite. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and trades like these depend on a lot of factors: salary cap considerations, team needs, player preferences, and the strategic vision of both franchises. But the possibility is tantalizing, and it's one that fans should keep a close eye on as we move through February and into the new league year. In conclusion, the potential trade for Kyle Pitts represents a bold, strategic move for the Washington Commanders. It's a move that could unlock new offensive possibilities, give Jayden Daniels a true star to grow with, and help the team finally take that next step towards Super Bowl contention. It's a story that's still unfolding, and I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next. And remember, in a league where everything changes in the blink of an eye, staying informed is key. That's why I'll be here, bringing you all the latest updates, rumors, and analysis. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Do you believe a trade for Pitts would be the right move? Or do you think the Falcons should hold on to him and try to find other ways to improve? Whatever your thoughts, let's get the conversation going. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more of everything you need to stay ahead of the NFL news curve. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Commanders.